Hey guys, welcome to a brand new play-by-play video. Today we are playing some Chalk. This is the second day of the new patch, so a lot more damage in the game now, a lot more dying in the game, a lot more skill in the game. Very, very fun stuff. Chalk is going to be one of your better picks to play in this meta. Big reason why is because he still gains protections at a flat rate of 100 at his 2 when it's maxed out. So if you're struggling with dying a lot, things of that nature, which I think most people are, you still have an opportunity to be really tanky and kind of just outtrade people on this character in the lane, still be tanky late game, and you can kind of facilitate that transition to a squishier smite a little bit easier playing an overly tanky character. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm really excited to keep doing these videos. They've been doing so great. We hit 1,000 subs the other day, which is freaking amazing and awesome. And just want to thank you guys for that. But yeah, we're going to keep on doing this. It looks like we're laning against a Kuzumbo, so we'll see how that goes. It should be pretty good. Guardian Souls and stuff are a little bit more viable, but generally speaking, we can just clear way faster than them. So that's kind of the approach that we're going to do. Just kind of clear this out, and yeah, so we want to max her 2 in this lane, and really in this matchup we just have to avoid this guy's push. Generally if we can like not get stacked by the pushes, and we can either body block the Nene or just avoid it, he really will just like kind of get out cleared straight up. And as long as we like preserve our health bar just kind of from spacing away from that dash, there's really not much he can do. What you're going to notice is despite him being able to clear a little bit more effectively, we still outclear him pretty hard. The moment he ticks over to 2, I can either just clear the wave or I can just kind of hold for a second. So he hit level 2. I'm going to start clearing now, but we held a minion there and he ended up missing a minion. So we're already up 1 minion, right? So already, we're kind of ahead. Super, super simply. He's got Tainted Steel and Breastplate, which is a good late game kind of a build. Definitely not the best laning build. He has protections and power with that item, so it's not the worst pickup. But one thing you have to think about is he has no MP5, so if we're able to control these totems, his blue buff's not really going to actually be enough on a character that mana hungry as Kuzumbo. We'll get the 1-3 off here. Remember, we hit level 3 way before him because we had minion advantage and he missed a minion anyways. And yeah, I mean, he's already super low, and this lane's kind of already off to the races in a great way. Kind of just sit here, play for poke a little bit on him. And again, just keeping him away from us, focusing on clearing, taking advantage of the fact that, from a pressure standpoint, we absolutely do win this. We can just get a 2 off. He can throw us back a little bit here. That's not a big deal. As long as we're not going into tower, I don't really mind a dash like that. It's more so when it's continuously hitting us in the wave over and over and over, and a little thing like that doesn't matter. We want to do this camp. We'll hit level 4 upon finishing it. And yeah, already a great start. We've got a 160 gold lead. Nothing too crazy, but definitely a strong one. Again, I'm just going to kind of play for poke and then just do this totem. Just kind of auto this down. I want to save my 2. Normally I'd be a little bit careful about a jungler rotation, but you see our guys in mid, they are all the way pushed up. Just avoid that kit right there by just doing it, and yeah, we're all good. Minion pressure is even, but we have plenty of health pots. He doesn't have any. He might have some ticking still, but that's about it. Gonna hit him with that, so we group the wave here. I'll get my 3 off, so I can just cancel my 1 right away. And we'll get a full wave 2. Gonna back up here because he's looking for a dash. Again, a dash like that doesn't matter. You just want to space away so that he can't throw you into the tower and cause some issues. And yeah, Silver's going to be free here. Remember, look at his mana, by the way. Like I mentioned, going Tainted and stuff, you really don't have MP5. That could be a big issue. If we get a blue invade off, his game is cooked. You know what I mean? So I'm actually going to just run at it. My blue spawn's a little bit before his. I understand that this is a little dodgy, but we have Chaac and stuff like that. We should be able to just kind of do this. They are trying to fight us. He's just going to die, and we stole his blue. Again, we want to save our ultimate for secure on that buff, so we kind of just hit it until it was low enough. And yeah, it was easy work. So again, this guy can't really kill me without help. And obviously his help just died. We have a slow for him. Cleo's here. We'll get our 2 off. Another great slow by him, and this Kuzan is just dead. So now no blue buff, just died, misses this whole wave. And yeah, we are good to go. So we're going to just clear a blue buff. We can reset after this, and we're going to go straight into our first item, which is just going to be a Blackthorn. So by the way, in my last video on Cucullin, I went Mystical Mail as a first item, I believe. That's totally good to do, and I do recommend it. I just didn't do that this game because I was against the Kuzenbo. I don't feel like I needed to rush a magical defense item against most Guardians. You know, Cthulhu and Jormungandr might be exceptions. And maybe Bakakujira as well. But generally speaking, I don't feel super imposed to rush one. So I can still go Blackthorn, and I'm literally just going to go a Mystical Mail next. And as you see, though, XP gold lead-wise, we are up a billion. And that's the like wonderful thing about this patch and everything, is there's just so much more skill back into the game. They take bad fights, I take good ones, and you're actually like rewarded for it. We get a 2 off on him right there, just give us some protections, forces ult as well. Again, from that spacing, if we get pushed into tower, we're totally fine. And so at the blue buff, though, the point was is that our best secure is our ultimate. Our 2 is our close second. Our 2 actually does more damage than our ult, but not at the time. It didn't. We didn't have it leveled up enough to the point that it did. So we just want to save our ultimate at the end of it to try to just secure it. But also at that instance, I didn't even care about the blue as much because Erlong was getting absolutely smoked. Because everything we were hitting on the blue was hitting Erlong too. And yeah, I mean, he's super into, to put it simply. So good stuff for us. We push the wave right there. He doesn't have TP. We're going to go get this camp, go do Totem, and kind of just stay on this rotation. We're up 1,000 gold right now, 2.5 levels. He's probably 5.5 right now, so a really good start. And yeah, again, we want to just like keep on cutting off these blues. He's got tier 2 breastplate, so he's got 10 MP5, but it's still not like anything really. Like 10 MP5 is terrible. That's 10 mana per 5 seconds. So he's getting 2 per second. With how mana hungry that character is, that's nowhere near enough. So if we can just cut off that supply, the game's kind of over. You know what I mean? And that's why us getting it before, you know, granted it was a little bit skewed because we got a kill and stuff as well. But that's why us just doing this and just securing this is just like game over for this guy. I'm gonna hover a little bit just in case our buddy's in trouble, but yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, his aggression is so hamstringed by not having mana, and you can take advantage of any pick that doesn't have mana sustain with their build, and that's why generally, like, Bluestone and stuff on these physicals is so much better, because you do have MP5, so if you lose your blue, it's not the end of the world. But you can do this to, like, Sigil characters, too, so if you're against, like, a Sigil Nike or something, and you're getting blue invades, she's not the most mana-hungry character, but you get the idea. It can still be a big problem. And yeah, we're just taking big advantages of that. Pop our shard here. He is freaking out. He does have TP now, which is okay. I kind of want to look for a kill, so I'm going to actually look for the long range too. A little bit off the mark, that's fine. And yeah, we'll just go get these camps and kind of call it a day. I guess he doesn't have TP. That's fine too. There it is. We'll go into a mystical next item, by the way, and here we're just gonna like play for poke. He just came back, really doesn't want to take damage, but he does, and yeah, lead now is 1400, and looks like we'll be alright. Our dual lane is kind of getting destroyed, but like, I'm not super concerned about it. We can help out with this. Now that this Bull Demon King thing is a lot squishier, it's a lot easier to do like on rotation, so as a solo laner, you probably already should have been going to it the last patch, but there was like a limited amount of feasibility, and it oftentimes just hinged on how good your jungle pick was for it, slash how good your solo pick was for it, and I really didn't promote going to it a lot. Now that it's like easier to do, more junglers are able to actually do it kind of on their own, but you still should kind of lend a bit of a helping hand. But generally jungles and mids can do it together, sometimes jungle supports. But you know, if you have the opportunity, going over to it's not a terrible idea at all. And sometimes you want to actively look for that. Again, that's kind of difficult to coordinate in ranked, and it definitely happens less in ranked than it would in competitive, just because you typically don't have comms and stuff. But if you're queued with a jungler, especially if he likes like auto attackers with mannequins, he doesn't need to, but you know, just kind of going to those on a timer is a really good play. Steal this ward here. Remember, when we get Bull Demon King, we gain ward vision, and a really easy secure. Didn't even need to make it that close. And we'll get this chest as well. Yeah, just kind of super farming it. Run back left. Our lead now from getting some steals and stuff is 1800. So it's growing. And again, his aggression, his clear, everything is just super screwed by the fact that he does not really have mana. He's got now 15, so it's a little bit better, but like that's not good at all. So yeah, there's not much you can do. I really do recommend Chaac again in this laning phase. He's such a fantastic secure character, super safe, doesn't really have bad matchups, transitions really well to late game. Kukulin, which I obviously played yesterday, has gotten a lot better in a patch like this and already wasn't a bad pick at all, but I think he's elevated into the top 5 most likely, and you know, I still need more time just to see what's good and stuff, but yeah. And by the way, I kind of regret it. So I had an AMA video that I recorded last night, and it was like crazy, crazy. I went it was like in a queue with a bunch of pro players and stuff, and I went 18 and 1. It was awesome. And I wasn't recording, and that's probably why I went 18 and 1. I was just locked in, you know what I mean? I was against Souls, which is like the Soul solo main, and it's like super cringy to play shit like that. So I kind of just like I kind of sat up in my chair. I'm number 2 on AMA now. Not that that really matters. I mean, the other AMA players are kind of scrubs, but I mean, you know how it is with like the border stuff. You can't really get a good border if you're higher ranked, which is super stupid, by the way, but it is what it is. But I don't know, maybe I'll get number 1 on that, so that'd be cool. If I manage to hit that, I'll record a video of that game or whatever for sure. Get some more damage on this guy, and yeah, just go to mid. This looks like a great rotation for me. If this doesn't work, like the risk of me dying is super low. I know looking at my gold, it's a lot, but my base damage and stuff should kind of hard carry me here. This guy's kind of just coming to me. I can just back up as well. That's fine. Again, in terms of damage threat on me, it is limited right now. I'm gonna ult that ult just so we are totally okay. Pop our 3 right here. Again, that tainted steel is a little bit annoying. I won't lie. But we get a little 1-off, and yeah, it is. It is all good over here with another 2 as well. Just making sure we help that horse out a little bit. It is a bit weird kind of being on the defensive end when I'm this fed, but like, yeah, I do kind of have a lot of gold on my person and not actually built. That's kind of the trap of being super efficient, you know what I mean? Sometimes you kind of overdo it a bit, but we can reset here, go get Cloak. I'm going to go Cloak before I go Mystical just because to put it simply, like, I can start stacking it now, so I may as well. This isn't the best Cloak stacking game in the world, but, like, this Erlang is, and the reason why is just because, you know, they have an Erlang Shen who's the jungler. They have 2 magical frontliners, but my rationale is kind of like Erlang, I'm going to be hitting a lot, so I don't actually mind too much. It should be okay. But yeah, we can just really kind of effectively start to stack Cloak now, so this is good stuff. Get that hit on him again. Mystical Mail, Bluestone, all that stuff does proc Cloak as well. So you don't actually need to hit him at the very end point. If that makes sense, you can just kind of let your Bluestone ticks get the stacks if it's ticking down. We'll steal this mask thingy. Apparently, if I steal it, and this is what I was told. By the way, Tier 2 Mystical now gives you a little mini Mystical, which is nice. I talked about that the other day, but it's a bad version. But the fact that there's no price increase just means that Tier 2 Mystical is just like a good item, as opposed to before, and it was quite frankly pretty bad. We'll go over to this meteor, go do that, and I mean, yeah, the lead is 3,000. It's pretty simple stuff. You know, you definitely can play Guardian solos and stuff more. That being said, quite frankly, would I recommend playing them? No, because unless you're against a player, if you're ever against a player who straight up just like is better than you, with all due respect, you don't want to play characters that are slow farming because that's going to be a bad time. If you're just like in regular lobbies and stuff, I think they're totally fine and they work, and are better, but like slow clear speed is still like always going to be an issue. It's sort of like if you just played like the latest game picks of all time, you're just kind of gonna get behind, and so in a lot of games you just won't survive that. So yeah, we're gonna go mid now. Team is kind of doing like, well, I was gonna say pretty well. This looks bad though. I'll come over and help. It seems like there won't be too much happening here. Again, we want to keep getting cloak stacks, so like any little bit we can get is pretty nice. This ESET is walking up a little too much. but seems like she's okay. I'll just dash through here. They're going to go on me a little bit. Now we ult this. He is in some trouble. He will unfortunately live, but I can just kind of walk out and we're good. It was worth a shot, right? Again, if there's no threat potential, we may as well try it. We get a kill there, we're happy. We don't, no problem. I'm gonna just TP over to this so we destroy some chests here, and this guy's gonna hit us a little bit, but I've got teammates and stuff. We'll do oracles, and yeah, my TP's coming up, so I just kind of want to meander around a little bit. We'll use that over there. Whoops. All right. So Mystical's the next buy. After that, we're going to be going into a Pridwin. This is going to give us cooldown, all those lovely stats, kind of everything we need in that item. And after that, we can go into an Oni's or a Stone of Binding. If we felt a threat to the magical damage, like a lot, it's absolutely Binding. Sometimes you just don't. And going, excuse me, it's absolutely an Oni Hunters. Sometimes you just don't and you can just go a Binding. But I'm going to go Oni's. That's like the more rounded and a realistic build to be going. You also can just go Oni's ahead of Pridwin here. But, you know, obviously this game, I went, you know, I just didn't really need it, to put it simply, so. Yep, we'll go over to Pyro. It's coming up soon, or it's already up. And when we have this kind of spacing and pressure up over here, it's just a really simple rotation. I'm just going to call for it now. And we'll kind of just hold here. If our horse gets going on, we have help right away. So getting cloak stacks on this Erlang Shen is big time. We get one for free right there. We can walk at this guy. I know this is like a little scuffed, but again, when you're this far ahead, it doesn't matter what you do too much. And this character is exceptional at just running forward. I'm going to TP over here because our buddy did get Erlang taunted. Should be totally okay. Just want to make sure I can get an ult off on these guys. Mystical might just get the kill. Auto will instead. And we're going to try to body block this Sylve. Just get in front of him a little bit. Getting a little bit low, so I'm just going to back up. Got the Hui ult. This fight is still okay. We just kind of need to heal. I'm going to play body block a little bit. This guy's probably super dead. That's alright, though. Got the kill on the Kuzumbo. And man, we are in there right now. Boys are owning. I'll come back. Get the 1-2 off. And that's a full deicide in their Phoenix. Oh, wow. Okay, well, worked out. That was good. I mean, when you have this much sustain and stuff as a team, and they're not really, like, bursting anybody, and the damage was super split, because we were all in different spots, it works out pretty well. That was really good. Again, we always want to get these physical stacks, so we'll try to get, like, one more cheap shot here. We got it, boys. Perfect. Again, it's a little, like, probably not optimal to go with this game, but, like, you know, like you can see, we're getting some, and we'll be getting more soon. Because really our goal in these team fights, especially with how physical defense slated our build is at the moment, is actually just going to be to kind of chase this Erlang. You know, obviously, like, looking for engages on other people is, like, great and what we're supposed to do. But if you've noticed in these fights, I've kind of been hitting the Erlang first. That's generally because he's easy to reach, and it's like he can't win the fight. I've got double slows in terms of attack speed and movement speed with my 1-3 when I, like, press both. So, and even when I just press 1, I'm going to have redstone later too. I mean, he really can't deal with it, so it's, like, never a bad idea to at least get something on him. Okay, we're going to go on a little bit here. Now we just ult their whole team. Iset ulted us, that's fine. I'm going to just teleport right out of it. Did end up still getting hit, so this is a little bit dodgy, but we do have healing and stuff, so we should be okay. And I've got the blink. We can just blink for this Iset, who's already dead. Never mind. And we'll get a slow off here, body block the Sylvan, and it should just be another pick. Nice job. A little bit low, so I'll tank this a bit, but I'm going to just kind of back up. Yeah, I mean, look, again, we soak aggro, get some good damage off, and the fight usually turns out pretty okay. I'm going to come to these guys. They don't die, but it seems like we're all good. Nice job, and yeah, good stuff's going on. Again, like, that almost, like, went a lot better, too. I just kind of got hit by these still. I was, like, at the very edge when I teleported out. It was a bit unfortunate, but it didn't end up meaning much, and I didn't think it would. Again, you still are tanky. I think a lot of people are, like, you know, estimating how quick you can die. It's really backliners who need to worry about positioning, but if you're building a full tank build and you're like soaking a reasonable amount of aggro, you're not gonna just like in it and die. As long as, you know, again, you're paying attention. We'll get like tier 1 Onis here. We can get tier 2 actually. Because we do want to get our redstone, so I'm gonna like prioritize that, obviously. I want to have 1500 right away if I can. And would you guys, by the way, be interested in me making like a top 5 solos video again? I just sort of feel like, okay, my first video on this channel 4 months ago was a top 5 solos video, and then I posted one play-by-play, which I know most of you guys, if any of you guys weren't around for that, which is fine, because I just stopped uploading after that. And then I came back and I said, you know what? What's a great way to introduce ourselves? A top 5 solos video. So we did one of those, and I started posting some commentaries and stuff. And people really wanted a tier list. I made a tier list, and that video went well, and it was a good time. So, you know, like no problem with it. But it's just like, I don't know, people want to see a tier list again. I feel like that's a little redundant. To be honest, I think the same characters for the most part are good. You know, if I were to like move some characters, I think like Ullr's better, Geb is better. Um, Besides that, like most characters I think are, even then, like when I say Geb and Ullr are better, like I think Ullr's like moved up quite a bit because he can actually clear waves now. But in terms of every other character, they've moved one letter grade maybe. So like an A tier character has become an A plus character or whatever at most. There's not like anything super drastic, you know. Like some people might be putting Amma higher now, but I already had Amma really high at her in S tier, so it's not like I'd shift that any higher. She's still an S tier pick, and that's kind of just that to me, right? So yeah, I don't know. Tier list wise, there's not much to report on. In terms of top 5 gods, like look, I could do it with like new and improved builds, but for the most part, it's kind of the same. You know what I mean? So my top 5 gods list, like beforehand, was Bologna, no order, I don't remember the order. It was Bologna, Osiris, Wukong, Amaterasu, and Chaac, I think. Um, like I would just put Kukulin in there, and put, excuse me, put Mulan in there probably, with this new patch, and yeah, probably just remove, I don't know which two. I might remove Wukong, to be honest. I don't know. But like, you get the idea, it's really not that different. Maybe I'd remove Bologna as well. But like even then, when I say remove, I don't mean they're like all of a sudden bad. It just they've like fallen to like 6 and 7. You know what I mean? If anything, so it's not like you're really, you know, heartbroken about picking those. But yeah, let me know. I'm just gonna get a little tough here. Just gonna back up. Again, as long as we're playing like a zone here, we always have an axe out when things get super sketchy, and we should be okay. Just have to walk through this. I have blink up. That guy got owned. Oh no. Alright, this looks bad. We did get a left Phoenix though, so it's totally fine. We have fire for 150. People also wanted a tips and tricks video or like a refresher or something for like 9.5. And I'm like super open to that. I just don't really know genuinely what I would even add in that. Like, you take more damage now, people do more damage. You can play a little bit more objective focus. That's really all I can think about, you know what I mean? Um, but like, I don't know. It just sort of, to put it simply, the game is just harder again than it used to be. Smite's made a lot of changes catering towards like worse players in the last 4 years, and there's still plenty of them if you look at like Charybdis and Cthulhu and stuff like that. But this is just like a change that just made the game harder. I don't really know if there's like tips for it. It just sort of your positioning is more important now. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I'll keep thinking of something, but I was just thinking about that, and I'm just not too sure what I would actually do for that. But we got the redstone now. We got the Onis now. We're in a good spot, and whoops, kind of wanted to juke that and make it look cool, but I just look like an idiot. I don't have TP up, so main goal is just going to peel this guy. We'll stand right in front of him, get the double slows off, and yeah, Cleo is totally fine. This guy's also just dead, huh? Yeah, fun stuff. You are unkillable on this character. He is super good. Super, super good. And again, great laner, doesn't really struggle into matchups in general. Obviously, we're against the Kuzenbo, that's not going to feel too bad, but, you know, Mulan, Hercules, Osiris, anything you can think of, Chaac is pretty okay into it. Wukong, all of it. So, you know, definitely worth considering. We get the ult on them, get the one. Again, no kill. We never need a full commit for a kill as long as we just force people out. As always, it's going to be a winning spot. And just like that, we will be getting a victory. But this victory is a little bit special, and you're about to see why. But GG. Hell yeah. There we go. 5-0-12, we were part of like 75% of the kills. A lot of stuff started and stopped with us, and that's the way you'd love to see it. Really clean. Again, super solid pick. A really easy pick, and one that I would say, like, if you're trying to really improve in solo, Chaac is, like, Chaac and Kukulin right now are like the two picks I would really recommend playing, and that's why I wanted to get videos on them early, and people were requesting them too. Okay, so the thing I was going to say is that we hit MMR cap again, which would have put us number 1 in GM, but we didn't. So we are, unfortunately, like number 5 or something, which is kind of sad. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as always, and I will see you soon. Peace.